Today, once again, we're reading some concerning but also fun stories, and I hope you guys are excited. If you are, and if you enjoyed today's episode, let me know down below in the comment section, and also subscribe and like if you want to. I've got a cute photo of Chia today. Chia has been such a beautiful new member of the family, and yeah, I apologize, I haven't shown enough photos of Chia. Okay, now that I feel like we've started the episode the right way, let's read some terrifying stuff. Am I the gay-hole for starting my wedding ceremony before my mum showed up? The day the wedding started out as they normally do, I, bride, was inside getting ready and final touches were being made outside. After I was almost ready by noon, my mum had to run back to the hotel 20 minutes away to change and then come back with my grandma and family friend. The invitation says ceremony at 2. As per usual, we were a little late starting, but nothing crazy. Next thing I know, I'm walking myself down the aisle with no mum or grandma or family friend inside. The ceremony continues and it's over before we know it. Still nothing. After 45 minutes, they finally pull up. Then I proceed to go and tell them it's over and they missed it, and that 2 meant 2. My mother immediately became hostile and proceeded to blame the bakery for not having buns ready, then said that they were stopped by a train, and my personal favorite one, it's your fault that you didn't call or text to see where we were. Excuse me? Again, the invitation said 2. Also note, the officiant also had another wedding to get to after mine, so it was a tight schedule. So am I the a-hole for not holding up my ceremony? Side note, I found out the real reason why they were late. She wasn't done getting herself ready, therefore holding everybody up. But she's mad at me because it's my fault? Oh my god, OP, you're so not the a-hole. This comment says not the a-hole. They had time to stop at a bakery. They had no intention of being on time. They expected that their presence meant more to you than it did, and are mad to say that they aren't as important in real life as their own mind. Yeah, the comment under that. I assume they were stopping at a bakery to get stuff for the wedding, not because they just wanted buns. But if they were just getting stuff that they wanted, that makes it even more ridiculous. Oh my god, could you imagine? I'm stopping for a strudel. I know it's my child's wedding, but come on. The comment above that one says, not the a-hole. You started your wedding on time. I don't know what poor planning involved her leaving and coming back, but she didn't make it. And her reaction doesn't sound like she even really intended to. I do not see why you should have to delay the start of your wedding for anybody. It sounds like an important lesson that she needed to learn. Yeah, and the top comment too, definitely not the a-hole. If she could receive a text, she could send a text. It's not up to the bride or the groom to keep track of family on their wedding day. That said, it is curious that no one, no other family members or no other member of the wedding party, no wedding planner, etc., made an attempt to find out where the mother of the bride was when she didn't show up. Was it a tiny ceremony? Yeah, this one too. Totally not the a-hole. It's your fault that you didn't call or text to see where we were on your wedding day. I found out the real reason why they were late. She wasn't done getting herself ready, therefore holding up everybody. But she's mad at me because it's my fault? Yeah, she's pretty much shown who she is. I'm betting it's far from the first time either. I hope you still had a lovely day despite her behavior. Yeah, same here, OP, and sorry that you had to deal with that too. Yeah, I can't believe your mum had the audacity to say it's your fault that you didn't call or text to see where we were, as if you're meant to be what, sitting around on your phone on your wedding day? Like, get the hell out of here. That's not your responsibility, OP. Yeah, that's dumb as hell, OP, and you're definitely not the a-hole. Wow, the next one's interesting. On the relationship subreddit, my husband's fake mental illness is ruining our life. Me, 35 female, and my husband, 31 male, have been together for 10 years, married for 6 years. He has OCD, and for the last 8 months or so, he's completely convinced himself that he has ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, what Stephen Hawking had. Oh my god, wow! This is so interesting. He spent thousands of dollars on ER visits and multiple doctors and a neurologist who've all said that he doesn't have it. He doesn't have any symptoms of ALS, but it's all he talks about, all he thinks about, all day, every day for the last 8 months. He goes to therapy once a week and he's been on medication for his OCD since he was like 8 years old. He recently did switch to a new medication which did seem like it was helping, but now he's back to the same. I try to act normal to keep our home life happy and functioning for our 2 kids, 14 and 4, but he brings a black cloud over everything. Tonight we were out at a casual dinner and he just wasn't talking to me. He was on his phone and just seemed so angry and dismissive of me every time I tried to start a conversation. So finally I asked him, why do you just not like me anymore? He said he does like me, but he hates being alive and hates everything in life. Oh god. He said that he hates even trying to talk to me because all he wants to talk about is ALS, and he knows that I'm tired of hearing about it and tired of having the same conversation about it. He said that nothing in life brings him joy except our son, but that thinking of our son makes him sad because he knows that he's going to be dead in a year due to ALS. What? I didn't really know how to reply to that. I've been living with him through this and through his OCD, but I just don't know if I can do it anymore. I don't know if this marriage is even worth saving because at this point, I feel like I've lost all love for him. And he's not even the same person that he was 8 months ago. I keep on hoping that he'll snap out of it or something, but even then, I don't know if I can ever go back to the way that we were. And it wasn't even all that great to begin with anyway. So my question is, do I keep trying to stick this out and help him? Or do I focus on myself and my kids? Edit to add, I can't reply directly to the comment, but somebody said that it was concerning that my husband was 16 and I was 20 when I got pregnant. Reading and math are fundamental skills, guys. We've been together for 10 years. My daughter is 14 years old. She's not his biological child. I thought that was obvious, but apparently not to some people. Second edit, I'm locked from responding to any more comments for some reason, but thank you from the bottom of my heart to everybody who has replied. I'm reading them all. I can't believe that. He's seen multiple doctors and a neurologist, and they've all said that he doesn't have it, but he's convinced himself that he's not even going to last another year or something because of ALS that he does not have even a little bit. That's super concerning. What do you even do in a situation like this? This comment says, I'd give an ultimatum, inpatient or leave. I'm so sorry that you're dealing with this. Side note, I question if he's being honest with his therapist as to the extent of his delusions. OP said, I wonder that too. I know that he talks to him about it because he tells me after what exercises and coping mechanisms that the therapist suggested to him. But yeah, I'm not sure if he's telling him the full extent. Yeah, I feel like that comment definitely makes a lot of sense, OP. Like having somebody to monitor him and sort of get to the bottom of it definitely does sound like the thing to do. But yeah, all the best with it, OP. That must be super tough. The next one says, am I the gay for telling my dad that he's crazy if he thinks I'm going to go to his house during the week just to make food for his stepkids? My parents are divorced. I, 16 male, now live with my mum and visit dad every other weekend. The change happened about a year ago. The judge won't let me stop going on those weekends, but I wish I could. I have a younger brother 14 and a younger sister 11. My dad is married and has a stepson 10 and a stepdaughter 7. He asked me a couple of weeks ago to come to his house after school and make food for them before going home. He asked this because he found out that I sometimes make food for my siblings when mum works. He asked me about it the next weekend that I was over there. He wanted to know why I never did that at his house. I said I just didn't. He told me that I could have made food for all 4 of the kids. I told him no, that wasn't happening. He asked me why, and I said because I don't mind making something for me and my siblings, but I'm not making food for just anybody. He told me that his stepkids are my siblings too, just not by blood, and I told him they're not my siblings, and I never said they were. Then 2 weeks ago, he asked to go and cook for his stepkids after school. This is during the weeks that my siblings are home with me and mum, and weekends they're with him. I told him no, and he made that weekend annoying as My mum told him to leave me alone. I'm a kid and I already chose not to keep 50-50 custody so that he'd want to cherish the time that he does have with me. He told my mum to shut up. I didn't do what he asked me. He then mentioned it to me Sunday, and that's when I told him that he's crazy if he thinks I'm going to go to his house for the week just to make food for his stepkids. He told me if I can do it for my siblings, I can do it for them. I told him I love my siblings. That's why I do it. Then it was like he focused on me calling him crazy, and he said that it's not crazy to expect family to treat each other the same, and how I'm showing blatant favoritism for my blood siblings and not my siblings through marriage. He told me that it's cruel to be so blunt about it. Am I the gay hole? No, it is not cruel. It's not your job, OP. Yeah, this comment, not the gay hole, then it was like he focused on me calling him crazy, and he said it's not crazy to expect family to treat each other the same, and how I'm showing blatant favoritism for my blood siblings and not my siblings through marriage. He told me that it's cruel to be so blunt about it. It's on your dad and his wife to feed the kids while they're under his roof. You owe him nothing beyond visiting him during court-ordered visitation. He and wifey can figure out how to feed the kids during the week. It's not about favoritism or something like that. Like, just because you did it once with your siblings, OP, what, that somehow means now that that's your job or something? And you've got to do it for everybody else as well? No, that's not your job, OP. Yeah, this comment too, not the gay hole. You're not responsible for taking care of your father's stepkids. Feeding them is your father's and his wife's job, not your job. You don't owe him or the stepkids anything beyond honoring the custody agreement of weekend visits. Yeah, no, that's so not fair, OP. Your dad's like, oh, well, I'm at work and so's my wife. It'd be super helpful if somebody made the kids food before we got home. But he somehow thinks that you have to do that, or like it's your job to do that, or it's unfair that you don't. And if he does start getting you to do that for them, OP, then what other parenting responsibility is he going to want to put onto you next? Yeah, no, you're so not the a-hole, OP. It's not your job. And also, good on you for standing up for yourself. Am I the a-hole for not forcing my fiance to wear my father's late wife's wedding dress? My father lost his wife, I'm going to call her Mia, more than 30 years ago. It's a very long and complicated situation, but to summarize it, my mother is the second on his heart because he's always said that the love of his life is Mia, and he always made it clear. My dad still wears his wedding ring with Mia in one hand. My mum bakes a cake for her birthday. My mum leaves my dad alone when it's his anniversary with Mia and is feeling down. Okay, there are many photos of Mia in the house. There are even photos of her in their room because my father never wanted to change them. As crazy as that may seem, this kind of thing is pretty normal within couples of this type, and they said that as something normal and sweet even if it isn't. For example, making a cake every Mia's birthday was the idea of another woman who is also married to a widower, and they do the same. I've been raised that way, kind of having two mothers, even if it wasn't like that. It was not a healthy childhood, but luckily I have gone to therapy to work on all the issues that it did cause. My mother always says that he gives her the space that she deserves and feels equally loved like he loves his first wife. My siblings and I don't see it that way because her mother deserves better, but if she's happy, we won't ruin her happiness, so we never talk about it. Now, coming to the problem, I'm going to marry my fiance. Her mother never had a wedding ceremony, so she doesn't have a wedding dress to inherit. So my girlfriend excitedly told me that she thinks it'd be cute to ask my mother if she can use her dress. My mum has mentioned that in the past, and I don't have any sisters, so I thought that was a nice idea. Anyway, I talked to my mum about lending her dress to my fiance, and she got really excited and said yes. My mother had spoken several times about wanting to have a daughter to wear her dress, and she was super excited when my fiance asked her to wear it. She even tried it on. That conversation was done. Now, almost a month after we talked about it, my mum asked my fiance that it'd be nice to wear Mia's wedding dress. My fiance told her no. She feels a connection with my mother and not her. She does not even know Mia. After that, my mother's been asking me to try to convince my fiance to wear Mia's dress. My father wanted me to put up the typical decoration to commemorate the deceased, but I told him I won't do that. So my mum now wants my fiance to wear Mia's dress to commemorate her, and for her to be present too because she was somebody really special. Again, I've never met her. I don't even know who she was. My fiance told me that Mia's a total stranger to her. My fiance wants my mother's dress. She wants to give her a special place at the wedding since my mother sees her as a daughter and she as a second mother and wants to have a special moment. I told my mum I don't intend to do that. It even seems gloomy and weird to me that I've been raised around Mia's memory that sometimes I don't even understand if I'm exaggerating or not. Am I the a-hole? Being raised in this kind of way sometimes makes me feel confused about what's normal and what's not in a family. It would be normal to ask my fiance to wear Mia's dress in my family dynamic, but I don't know what somebody who was raised normally would do, and if I'm a bad person for not wanting to have done it. Yeah, no, that's pretty odd, OP. I don't really feel like I'm a fan of that either. Even you said yourself, OP, that you feel like your mum deserves better. Yeah, the top comment, not the gay hole. Why would your fiance want to wear the dress of a woman neither you or she has a connection with? No offense to your parents, but it's a weird and creepy request, and your father wanting you to have some sort of memoriam at your wedding to his deceased wife is definitely odd. OP said for him it's something normal, since we always have to have something in commemoration of her, even if we feel uncomfortable. Wow, I feel sorry for you and your mum, OP. This comment says, is your dad pushing the issue, or is this your mum wanting to please your dad? OP said, knowing my father, he's probably filled my mum's head with that subject. He hadn't said anything until I refused to do anything in Mia's honor at the wedding, and he also wants my fiance to use the dress. Yeah, the comment under that too, you and your fiance need to sit down with your parents and lay down the law. You also need to get your mum to see that this is not normal. She's a second-class citizen in her own marriage. As a last resort, show her this post. Why the hell did your dad marry if he was going to grieve Mia for the rest of his life? He totally sucks. The comment under that one says so many years of manipulation and almost psychological abuse isn't going to vanish with a talk and a post reading. They all need therapy. Yeah, I feel like that's so unhealthy, OP. Feel so sorry for your mum. This comment says not the gay hole. You never met her. Your fiance never met her. You've got nothing to commemorate. Yeah, that's a really good point. This comment says, I feel so bad for your mother. Unfortunately though, if she's content being second place to a dead woman, even at her own son's wedding, then there's not much you can do. Not the a-hole. This one says, I feel so desperately sorry for your mum. She has obviously found a way of rationalizing and accepting this life, maybe made her peace with it, but I can't believe it doesn't hurt. Your father has created a dysfunctional family situation. You do not have to go along with it to keep the peace. Yeah, this is infuriating and upsetting to read about. I can't even imagine how you feel, OP. Don't entertain the Mia stuff even for a second, OP. Of course, this Mia person that you've never even met has no place at your wedding. That's bloody absurd. He's got like a shrine of her at his house, completely living in the past, while also having a wife. There's a comment that says not the gay hole, but your mother's in an abusive relationship and she needs help. He might not be physical, but he's destroyed her emotional well-being. And OP said, yeah, he did. My brothers and I have tried to help her in the past, but he and some widowers groups have totally brainwashed her. Yeah, that's so messed up. And also, like, celebrating her birthday? Nah, none of the stuff that your dad kid's doing is okay, OP. It's been going on for 30 years. More than 30 years ago, it says. Oh, that's so gross. Yeah, this comment, not the a-hole, but your father is a controlling, unreasonable, and unhinged complete a-hole. You've had to endure this utter nonsense your entire life. And while your mother has accepted it, this is your time. The beginning of a new chapter in both of your lives. This ghost cannot be a part of your future. Yeah, it can't, OP. And of course you're not the a-hole. Good luck with it, OP. Am I the a-hole for refusing to adopt my sister's baby, even though my family says that I should? Okay, before we even start, no, you're not the a-hole, OP. Don't ever adopt a kid that you don't actually want. They're not pets. I-21 female just finished college, and I was finally looking forward to starting my life. I went to college with a lot of my expenses paid for by scholarships and grants, and I've always been pretty responsible financially. I've saved up a lot of money while in school, and I was able to buy my own small apartment. I landed a job in my field where I'll be making about $45,000 a year. It's not a ton, but it's enough for me to be independent and comfortable, especially in an entry-level job. My older sister, 27 female, has struggled with heroin addiction for years, and things recently got worse. She was arrested and is now facing a long time in jail, possession with intent to distribute, and an illegal firearms charge while in possession of drugs. The real issue is that she just gave birth a few days ago to a baby girl, my niece, who was born addicted to heroin. The baby is still in the hospital going through withdrawal, and it's absolutely heartbreaking to see. This poor baby's innocent of all of this, and it kills me to think about the rough start that she's having. Now, my family is pressuring me to adopt the baby. Well, they shouldn't be doing that, OP. They say that because I'm the most stable one in the family, it's my responsibility to step up. No, it isn't. What an awful thing to say. Nobody else has the financial stability to add an extra person, especially a baby, to their home. They keep on telling me that I'm the best option because I have my own place, a steady income, and no major responsibilities or kids of my own. Technically, I could do it, but I don't feel ready. No, don't do it, OP. I'm only 21, I just finished college, and I haven't even started my career yet. I'm terrified of taking on such a huge responsibility, especially for a newborn with special needs. I don't know the first thing about raising a child, let alone one who's been through so much already. I don't even really want kids. I've tried explaining this to my family, but they keep saying that I'm being selfish and that if I don't take her in, she'll end up in the foster care system. My mum even accused me of abandoning my niece, just like my sister did by getting involved in drugs. The worst part is that the baby's being discharged from the hospital in a few days, and the pressure from my family is getting more intense. I'm so close to breaking because I do care about my niece and I don't want her to suffer, but I'm also scared out of my mind that I won't be able to give her the life that she deserves, and I'm worried that I'll end up feeling trapped or resentful. You will, OP, 1,000,000%. I feel like I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. Am I the gay hole? No, of course you're not the gay hole, OP. And yeah, with a family like yours, you probably are a little bit damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's so messed up that your family's making you feel awful about this and saying that it's your responsibility to take on a child. Of course it's not your responsibility, and of course that's a terrible idea. Yeah, this comment, OP, not the gay hole. Parenting is hard. My husband and I were financially stable with funds saved up, a house, and a desire to have children before we started our family, and it's still hard as hell. If you want permission to take in this baby, give yourself permission. If you want permission to say no, give yourself permission. The facts are that you are not financially prepared for this, you don't have a partner to rely on, you don't want kids, and your support system sounds unhealthy at best. I know the foster system is broken, so I can't say with certainty that the baby will be better off there. However, you do know that raising the baby will be a bad situation for the baby and you right now. Yeah, this comment too, not the yay how your parents could do it. At 21 and making $45,000 a year, it'd be crushing. You could not pay for daycare and live reasonably well. You'd have to hope to get on state assistance. The top comment says, not the yay how the best thing for the baby would be to find adoptive parents. You're not ready and it will ruin your life. Yeah, how disappointing of your family, putting all that pressure onto you, OP. Of course you're not the yay hole. Yeah, and also this one, not at all. Your family pushing is unfair. You're not a baby making factory. You're 21, starting out in life. That's a lot to juggle. If you're not ready, you're not ready. It's not selfish. It's smart to know your limits. Yeah, and also like you said, OP, you're too young to even know if you want kids. Or did you say you don't want them? Either way, this is such a bad idea, OP. And you're not the a-hole for saying no. Yeah, it said there, I don't even really want kids. Yeah, no, you're so not the a-hole, OP. And that's enough for today. That was such a wild episode, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful time today. If you did, make sure you let me know down below in the comment section. And we need to read something wholesome. Me seeing an elderly couple holding hands while walking their dog. Yeah, it's so cute, isn't it? When you see an older couple that are super in love. Like, oh, that's so cute. Yeah, very beautiful. You're doing okay, then you think, buddy. Aw, thank you, Toad. Making pies. So cute. I feel like that's a good thing thing to remember. You're doing better than you think, buddy. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful time today. And if you did, make sure you let me know down below in the comment section. And also like and subscribe. And the comment of the day today, goes to DeGrave Crowder. Hey, Vincey, I had an idea. Maybe you should take some recordings of your cats meowing and use those as the censor noises instead of the bleep. I love watching you and your channel. Wow, that's such a good idea. That would be so funny. I feel like I owe you for that idea. Thank you for that comment. That's such a good idea. I will definitely look into this. 100%. That would be so cute. And I could even flash like a picture of their face on the screen at the same time too. Yeah, that's such a good idea. Thank you for that comment. And thank you for watching the episodes. I'm so happy you enjoyed them. I'm so gonna do that soon. Okay, I'm out of here. Thank you for the support, everybody. Make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every single day. Bye!